Hey everybody, this is Warboss Fitz, and today we're going to be painting some Mummified Undead. I'm going to show you the process I go through with my painting of these guys. Today we are going to do some Mummified Undead. I decided to print off some Onepagerules Mummified Undead to show you guys how I go about painting them. I've had a lot of people tell me they really like my paint jobs. I just want to show you guys how you can achieve the same effect really quickly, really easily, only using the paints that we have in front of us here. And of course, being the middle of winter, my furnace continues to fire off constantly, so I'm going to be playing some background music, speeding things up as I go along. It should be one continuous shot, and at the end I'll go over a few things like why I use brown oil paint, how I achieve my grimdark oil washes, and yeah. First thing I'm going to say is whenever I prime these guys, I don't use anything fancy. I just use the good old Rust-Oleum flat gray primer. Even when it's 15 degrees outside, I just go spray them and then I bring them inside to dry. I sprayed these about 2 hours ago and they're still a little, you could still call this a little bit tacky, but that's good enough for what we're going to do now. We're going for speed. Well, I go for speed. It's not a competition, but I go for speed constantly. So we are going to use the Apple Barrel White for our slap chop base. And we're going to get one of our big old brushes here. There we go, big old makeup brush. You can use anything you want as long as it's big and it is nice and smooth and 100% dry. That's the key to these. Got to make sure you start with the dry brush to dry brush. And this is why I like using a really big brush whenever I dry brush. Big, soft bristle brush. And so if I really need to get a detail in there that it's just not picking up normally, I just shove it in there. And less of a chance of breaking anything with this. So now, what I'm going to do is the typewriter method. Everybody's going to get the color at once, and we'll move on to the next. So everybody goes over here, and we do them one at a time. So now we're going to work from the inside out. I think first thing we need to do is we're going to do the skirts first. And for that, much as I want everything to be black, we're going to do that blood red. There might be a couple little dings like that there. It's not really going to matter because of the way the color is going to layer on itself, but normally whenever I'm painting, and everybody else whenever you're painting too, you're normally real close like this, but camera, my head's about 2 feet away. I'll get one of those professional setups one day. I keep saying that about a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know, one day might never get here. I might just, get used to this. So, and this is also another trick that I do. I have two 25mm bases that I use for my palettes, you could say. What I do is when I get done with one color, since it's speed paint, I just wipe it out like this, set that to the side and go right to the next palette. So next color. We're going to typewriter everybody back this way. There we go. Okay, next color we are going to do... Okay, we're going to do all the cloth bits, so the parts that are coming out from behind the armor here, the stuff on the head. Yeah, we're going to do that in Pallid Bone. And for this, I don't really care if I get any like on the armor bits themselves, because when we go back over them, it's going to be gold, and that the gold speed paint kind of has the full coverage of it. So even if we do get some on there, it's not a big deal. I have to keep resetting myself in the camera because I say I keep drifting to the left. Next, we are on to the hardened leather. And we're going to switch out for a smaller brush. Got Old Faithful here. I don't even know what size this is. It's this size. Oh, I missed that. See with these, sometimes you can take a little right off of the rim like this, in case you miss a small spot. Let's go back in like this. Get the chunks out. Thank you. Alright, next we're going to do some black on the shields. No particular reason why I'm choosing black. There's going to be some black throughout the whole army. And I saw somebody do this on a post when I was searching for color schemes for these guys. I just thought it looked cool. Now for Stick Dude, we're going to use some dark wood for his stick. Alright, I probably did that mostly off screen, but what I did too is I used the dark wood on the back of the shields. Now, I would be tempted, normally, to put steel on these guys, but because they are a Bronze Age army, steel didn't exist. So we're going to go for Horde Bronze for the weapons and the armor, and then for the detail, like decoration stuff, gold and armor. So let's start with the bronze. I know this is a fantasy game, the armor color really doesn't matter. It would probably even look a little bit better if there was some silver in here instead of bronze. But the historical gamer in me, as soon as I thought about that, started screaming. So in the end, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. But like I said, the historical gaming part of me started yelling at me like, well, why don't you just give your American Civil War miniatures M16s? What does it matter? They're in the Bronze Age. Give them freaking bronze. So again, you guys do what you want to do for that, but here I'm hamstringed by the historical gamer inside me that's fighting with the fantasy gamer. Sometimes I gotta let the historic guy win. Now for the part everyone's waiting for, golden armor. All right, there we go. We are at 1 hour and 58 minutes. Well, pull them on here. Come on. All right, yeah, we are at 1 hour and 58 minutes. This is what we got so far. So all we got to do now is we're going to do some pallid bone again and put it all over the base, and that's going to give us kind of a dusty look. And then after that, it's time for the liquid grimdark. With this, we're going to add a little bit of water to it, kind of not have as much saturation on it, because it's not really trying to shade the recesses with this. We're just trying to get the color on there, because our oil wash is what's going to shade the recesses on this. Alright, we are now just going to let these guys set for a few minutes. The printer over there has dinged, so I'm going to go change the printout, and then we're going to go on to the oil wash. Alright, we're back. Look at all that stuff. All those bases just came off the printer. So the army's coming along. Alright, back to this. So first thing you want to do, whenever you are going to oil wash something, is you're going to want to take a piece of paper towel, lay that out where everything is going to land, someplace where it is not going to get touched. No one's going to poke them. They're not going to get moved. Your significant other is going to say, not going to say, hey, get that off the table. No, these have to be able to sit someplace for at least 6 hours, probably longer. There. Now, what we have here is a mix of brown oil paint and paint thinner. Now this I already had made up from the last time I did this. I don't really remember. I think this is, yeah, it's a really hot batch. So let me thin this out a little bit. The way you thin it out is with odorless mineral spirits or any other type of paint thinner will do. Just give her a little bloop. There we go. Now you actually see it's melting it off the sides here. So, alright, so that's going to be about what we want. Alright, so what you want to do, load up your brush and just dot it around. Don't really scrub this in because it does have the potential to take everything off that you just did. And then scoop the little extra off the bottom there. So he done. And it's a fun way to find out if you have a cut. Ow. Now you could, if you made up a big enough batch, you could just dunk this thing. Alright, there they are. They are all oil washed. Now we just have to wait. This is very much... We are very much into trust the process territory. Now, I'm not sure how dark they're going to come out, because honestly, at this point with the oil washes, sometimes it is just rolling the dice and seeing what happens. So, like I said, I'm not sure how dark they're going to turn out. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do after they're done drying, is I might go back with some white paint and pick out some bones here and there. Go back in with some other paint to pick out some things that I missed, potentially. Like I'm seeing these two guys specifically. You see the strap on the back of their arms there? Yeah, I didn't think you could really see that, but from this angle, that's all I see. So yeah, that is my painting process. And for the results, in about 2 weeks. Well, for the results, these guys are going to be on the channel eventually. There's a poll up right now to choose who's going to fight against the gnomes after our next how to play game. And these guys are on the list. So if you want to see the whole army, how it turns out with these guys, make sure you vote for them. Until then, this has been War Boss Fitz. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your buddies. This process also works with other companies going back in time to pull some stuff out of the 90s. I didn't know I was going to coincide with that release. I just had stuff on a schedule and forgot about that other game. So, remember to keep having fun pushing Pigment. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.